I hear a lady screaming at the top of her voice. She's in this old beat up looking Chevrolet car. There's a guy in the passenger seat and there's a guy in the back seat. And I'm standing right there on the curb as she's driving and she is yelling and screaming. So I look up and she is fighting the steering wheel. She's like giving it all she's got. And she's coming around, the windows are down. I could hear her yelling and she's like, "What's going on? What are you doing?" And the other guys were yelling in the car going, "Stop, what are you doing?" So I've been standing on this street corner for like half a day. We've been giving away Bibles, we've been giving away crosses. And so people just come up out of nowhere. We just pray for them, right? So here she comes and she jumps the curb in the car like 10 feet in front of me. And obviously it looked like she was on drugs. She'd been through the ringer, right? The car's full of trash and old clothes. It's all piled up. And she comes walking up to me and she just stops and just looks at me. And she says, I don't know why I'm here. The car just it wouldn't go. And she said, it just turned into the parking lot. And I was like, yeah, I kind of seen that. She said, but I don't know why I'm here. And I said, do you know Jesus? And she just went pale as a ghost and she began to cry. She was just standing there and weeping. She said, I used to know Jesus. I used to believe in him. She says, but I've kind of turned away from him. I said, well, let's not overcomplicate it. You can turn right back again. I said, God's with you. Jesus loves you. He's here with you right now. I said, look, best thing you can do is just walk away from all that over there. I said, go tell those guys that you're done. You're welcome to come stay with me and my wife for a while. We'll help you get on your feet. And I said, look, don't overcomplicate this today. Just turn back to God. I was about to call my wife and say, hey, I'm bringing home another stray, but she says, let me go tell them that I've got to go, that I'm leaving them. I said, you go do that. She looks at me and I just shake my head at her. I said, no, come back. And she came back. I said, you need to stay here. She says, I know I need to, but I've got to take them home. They don't have a driver's license. I said, if you'll just stay here, I'll even. I said, I'll take care of them. I'll drive them home. She's like, I really just need to go back with them. I said, no, you really need to stay here. You really need to stay here. But she didn't. I gave her a Bible. I talked to her for a few minutes. I prayed with her. I prayed for her. And to this day, that's been, I don't know, several years ago. I still think about that. I still think about that story. I still think about praying for her. And you just never really know. God has given her every opportunity that day to turn back. And so we just pray for her. Hope she turns back to the Lord. And man,